So I had a dark thought yesterday. As you could probably tell from yesterday's video, I was in a mood and I had dark thoughts. That happens. First, it started typical enough, like all the negativity, all the thinking people are stupid, and like, why does everybody do this? Yada, yada, yada. Pick your favorite socially common judgment about others and just superimpose it over mine. It doesn't matter what it is. Unfair, unkind judgments based on minimal observational evidence. There's a good insert. And I was having those thoughts about why people are so dumb and why they do all this dumb shit. And then I had my dark thought. And I sit up. It didn't work after all. Like, maybe people aren't dumb. Maybe we're all roughly the same intelligence, but they're better at pretending than you. That they're using their imagination in a productive way to deaden the impact of the world on them. And in that respect, you're dumb, or me. I'm dumb because I have a failing of imagination, which after all is a part of the mind, that they develop their imagination and they use it as guardrails against an unsafe world, by kind of pretending they're dumb, and maybe they pretend so well that they believe it, right? Maybe they mastered this so long ago that it's kind of like reality now, even though they're not dumb. And then in fact, I'm the dumb one, that was like a kick in the dick because what makes it a dark thought, and I really believe this next part, I want to look you right in the eyes because I really believe this. I think that's almost certainly true. I really do. I think that's what's happened and how it's happening. And I'm in America. We live in America. We're very privileged. We have much, and we complain endlessly. And I think because we have so much, the shield of imagination is that much bigger, where if you have less, you don't need as big a shield, so you don't create one, Anyway, that was my dark thought yesterday, and it led me to getting up early this morning and writing. I fancy myself a writer. You could probably tell by my condescending tone and my pretentious way with words. I was like, well, maybe you ought to exercise your imagination. Maybe you ought to write a story, a make-believe story, work on building your shield. And that's not actually why I'm doing it, but it was kind of funny. And so that's a thing I did this morning. I got up and I wrote like 300 words on this story I'm working on. So yeah, that was my dark thought, and I thought I'd share it with you. Hopefully it doesn't plague you all day long like it plagued me yesterday. If it does, I apologize for that. It's squat every day, 158, I think. Let's do front squats. It's cold in Savannah. It's 40 degrees out. I just finished my run, and I don't feel good. I feel like chilled deeply. But I'm gonna get a stretch in. I'm gonna do some front squats. Stay tuned. And I'll voice over. I'll probably do another pseudo-philosophical rant about imagination, maybe. Let's find out. I don't know. Your guess is literally as good as mine. I'm grateful for you, though. And yeah, let's do some squats. Well, as you can almost certainly tell, I'm not as blue today as I was yesterday. That's mental health for you, man. It comes on you, it hits you. there are indicators, there are ways to gauge whether or not it's going to happen, whether or not you're taking care of yourself properly. But also sometimes it just surprises you. Sometimes you get a blue streak and good luck fighting it. I mean, if you have a good strategy, let me know. I feel like I'm pretty dialed in, and they'll still shut me down pretty hard from time to time. Today was kind of a nothing burger of a day, a little bit of a joker. I just did some front squats and some mobility stuff. I posted a little short video for my friend 6 of 6 with a mobility drill. If you want, you can check that out. If you don't worry about it. It's basically that move, except with a little added feature from his shoulder mobility routine. Good stuff, you know. Mobility's good. And I got a little tweak in my right shoulder. It's nothing serious. Mostly, I just didn't have it today. And that's it, you know. No excuses, no reason to even make one. I don't feel even the slightest bit bad about it, which is actually a nice change. Normally, I'll be racked with guilt for phoning one in, but I don't know, a little achy, a little sore, a little tired, a little hungry. Pick your favorite excuse and insert here. Yeah, I worked up to 170. I got the pin set kind of high. It's still a full front squat, but the bar came to a total stop. And that's all I wanted to do today, you know? I got a long day of work ahead of me, and I have tomorrow off. So maybe I'll hit some mobility work tonight. Maybe I'll swing a kettlebell a little bit, but also maybe not. And I am completely comfortable with that, you know? Whereas yesterday, didn't matter what I did, it wasn't enough. It wasn't good enough. The quantity wasn't enough. Just couldn't find any satisfaction, any meaning or purpose. Really anything that I did. Who can explain it? Certainly I can't. I'm not even going to bother trying. So that was 170 and it looked pretty smooth. A little sticky in the bottom. But honestly, my positions were good. Now that I'm making this video, I feel a little bit... Oh, my lady, she's weighing herself again. She's losing quite a bit of weight. She's pretty stoked about it. I don't think she needs to lose an ounce, but, you know, whatever. Also, there's some diet stuff going on. I don't mean to call her out on that business. Anyway. That was some additional personal stuff that I threw in there for my girlfriend, and it just occurred to me that she'll watch this later probably. And yeah, I might get in trouble. Which I'm giggling, but it's no laughing matter. And it occurred to me that it was pretty inaccurate what I stated, but also maybe it doesn't need to be fleshed out. What else do I want to talk about today? I don't know, I'm in a pretty good mood today, which it feels strange. And I have to wonder if it has something to do with getting up and writing this morning. I mean, sometimes moods just change, and that's part of a thing too. But just like getting up and putting some words down really got my brain firing in a non-catastrophic kind of way. You know about catastrophizing? That's a thing that I can easily fall into in the morning. It's a groove that my brain likes and finds pretty comfortable. And yeah, maybe a little creative work first thing is a good way to sidestep that. Kind of like the theme I addressed earlier, where like imagination is certainly part of intelligence. It might be the most important moving part. Being able to use your imagination to create models and solve problems in time and in life. That might be the very definition of intelligence. I'm not sure. But maybe I'm not using my imagination to solve my problems in a accurate way, you know? Like, I think that could be true. I think that could be actually true. And instead, I'm using my imagination to exasperate my problems. I'm creating models that are biased. I'd call it observation bias, but it's the exact opposite. I'm pretending at observations and creating scenarios that are more and more bleak. And the obvious antidote to that would be to create positive scenarios to counterbalance it. But I think that's every bit as delusional, you know? And honestly, I'll just say it, I think that's worse, for a number of reasons that can cascade into like truly horrible, devastating disappointment. Now, what I'm suggesting is maybe use the imagination for an unrelated thing, a creative thing, a story, you know, or a painting, or I don't know, man, anything, whatever you do for a creative outlet. And like a life misdirect, like a bit of sleight of hand you're playing on yourself. Yeah. Yeah. You just watched me have an idea. I like that idea. I think I'm going to give it a shot. Anyway, this is Joe in real life. I love you guys. I'm super grateful for you. You know, I don't want to say I wouldn't have gotten through these last few months without you, because that's an exaggeration. I definitely would have. But you guys helped. You helped a lot. Like a lot. And I really appreciate you for that. I do. And I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to do some actual work. Won't that be exciting? And let's talk it out then. Also, the burpee war. Do the burpee war with me. Please just do the burpee war. If you've watched this long, why don't you want to do the burpee war? Like, there's no way you wouldn't be done the burpees in the amount of time it took to watch this video. There's no way, you know? So just do the burpee war. I'm going to bully you. I've got a month, and I'm going to win. What do you think of that? Yeah? Yeah. I'm throwing down the gauntlet. I'm going to bully you into doing this. It's going to be amazing. You know, it's going to be life-changing. Maybe quietly life-changing. It could be. That's not impossible. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow.